Welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are discussing Season 1 of the Traitors Canada. I am Ben, and I am, as I always will be, a faithful.
Hello, I'm Alex, and I am also a faithful. Oh gosh, this new concise intro is frightening me a little bit. Although you did forget
I have
to
to
mention...
keep bringing it up.
Well, I do, because it's this is episode probably 50 or something that we've recorded, and you've finally found an intro. Although I feel like I miss the old ways of you doing it now, when you used to be like, hello, welcome to, where are we? The world, which is this?
Canada.
Episode 4, the Canadian Traitors.
I know, it feels like episode 10.
Doesn't it? It does feel like it's just dragged out a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I think you wanted to talk about that in a minute, because you also commented on our X at Traitors Podcast, about how you're not happy with the scheduling of the way it's being scheduled in Canada. But before we do any of that, I just need to get in touch, let you guys know how you can get in touch with us. You can email us, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. As I said, you can find us on X at Traitors Podcast, Instagram, Faithful to the Traitors. And if you're listening to us right now, you can also watch us on YouTube. That's right.
Yeah, you need to watch us, because there's a clue in the background of what I'm about to talk about. Everyone.
Yes, grumpy guts.
The best joke that we've ever done on the show, and it's on.
It's a visual
video.
Joke. We've done so many audio jokes because we've been audio only, but now Ben can do visual jokes. Yeah. So watch out for that, everyone. Hilarity ensues.
Go on, other sound bites. In come the visual
But there's
gag.
no sound bites because there's been nothing to bite sound with, if that makes sense. Like, you were just playing over the old New Zealand ones, and there was loads in the New Zealand series, but in this one there doesn't seem to be quite so many. But yes, you can find us on YouTube if you want to watch the podcast. Just search Faithful to the Traitors Podcast, or search BAM Productions. It's under that banner, and you can find us there. And if you enjoy listening to us and you want to throw a few silver coins our way, is it silver coins or gold coins? Gold coins or silver bars.
You need to write down an intro, I think.
Well, it's difficult when you're this great. Go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, and you can help with the show. And also, as I always say, just don't forget to mention it to your friends. Press the subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications if you do watch us on YouTube, or if you're listening to us on your favourite podcast app. Just don't forget to review us 5 stars and give us the reason why you like this podcast.
It doesn't have to be 5 stars. It could be 4.
But no, 5. We have 8
3
high.
to 5.
No.
3 to 5.
No, I want 5. 3 to 5. Gosh, just why 3 to 5?
A review is a review. I trust 3-star reviews more than 5 stars.
Do you? Why?
Because I just feel more honest. If you see something with all 5-star reviews, you're like, oh, I'll just skim past
I agree with you there.
But then when you come across a 3-star review, you're like, oh, I'll read that.
Yeah, fine, but it's a 3-star review amongst other reviews, not just one 3-star review. Otherwise, it just looks a bit stark and out of the way. But no, ideally, 5-star reviews, please. Ignore Ben. It's always frustrating that we're having this conversation at the top of the show.
Well, I'm going to give CTV 1-star review.
Why is that?
First time I've ever had to watch, what is it? I'm guessing Canada TV. Is that what it stands for?
I don't know what CTV stands for, actually. It's Canadian television? I don't know.
They're the channel who are airing the Traitors Canada. And not only am I annoyed at their 1 episode a week thing, which a lot of people are annoyed at, by the way. Not just me. Lots of people online.
Canadian Television Network.
Knew it. Network.
Oh, where's that come from? That's what it stands for. CTV. Oh, no. CTV is Canadian Television Network.
Yeah.
CTV.
Should we CTVN? Anyway, so I'm already annoyed that it's 1 episode a week because it's losing all
momentum.
And every single time I watch an episode of the Traitors Canada Series 1, I feel like I'm just watching the first episode again, because it's like resetting every week. I can't do it.
And what's worse is that they ended this week on a cliffhanger, which would typically work if there was more than 1 episode in the week, which is what we've discussed already. It's like a soap.
That's what
End on a cliffhanger, you can continue the story for 2 or 3 episodes a week rather than doing it once a week. It doesn't work with this show.
That's what I was going to say. Not only are they doing just 1 a week, but now they're editing this episode in the most stupid way possible.
They're ending on a cliffhanger.
Well, it's not even a cliffhanger, though. I wasn't on the edge of my seat saying,
we were surprised that it ended this way.
I know.
Like, you and I were just sat there kind of going through the routine of, right, they're going to tell us who's been voted out, then they're going to go to the tower and they're going to find out who get murdered. But no, it just suddenly ended. It just went straight to credits. And
I
then
blinked, I was looking at my nails, looked up, and the credits were rolling, and they were telling me what's happening next week.
I mean, it ended on basically 3 people getting the same number of votes.
Well, it's annoying.
And May being loud as usual and
May, she's
being
not sorry.
bit her bitch. She's not sorry, is she?
Nor am I. Everyone look behind my shoulder. I'm not going to say
Don't
it.
make an obvious joke.
No, I'm going to get people go to YouTube, please, and have a
Subtle.
look. Go to
Subtle like a
YouTube.
brick hitting your face.
And if you think the joke's good, subscribe to the channel. There you go. There you go. It's a bit
Yeah,
plug
ring the
there.
bell and don't forget to click on notifications.
So I'm just annoyed with this episode because it just feels like a pointless episode because nothing's happened, basically.
Well, stuff did happen,
If
but
it could have been condensed into...
yes. It was unnecessary for them to kind of, they almost deliberately stretched out, like the game was stretched out to beyond belief. And it's not even one of those games where it's kind of like exciting to watch. The only thing I could think of is it kind of gave a bit of a background story to why May was quite frustrated by everything. And also it made Kevin look a bit more, I don't know, a bit more of a game player. Sensible.
Manager role.
Yeah, although he did wind people up this week, which I thought was...
Wait. Slow down, yeah. You're just rushing ahead. We've yet to even mourn the dead person yet, the murdered.
Oh, Gerpia.
Yeah, well,
Well, it was obvious, wasn't it?
Well,
I even
we're
said
not
that
going to
week.
see any more of his mustard-coloured tops.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for this. So Gerpia is dead.
Oh, are we doing the fact file?
We've got the fact file. He, him, Gerpia.
Hi, Gerpia.
How old do you think he is?
Ooh, young, 22, 23. Oh, no, he's in the medical profession, isn't he? So he might be older because it takes about 7 years to do medical.
He had a little cry. He was upset, wasn't he, when he got his murder?
He's had to realise he had to go back to work. 20, I'd say 27.
25.
Oh, I was literally the middle number between the two numbers I said.
Gerpia is a 25-year-old paediatric registered nurse. Paediatric, gosh, all the oldies. He is Sikh, Punjabi, and second-generation Canadian who loves to pursue new challenges, like mustard-coloured tops, mustard-coloured t-shirts,
And the Traitors.
lifting
Canada.
weights. We
How's
shall.
that new challenge? It's hardly breaking moulds, isn't it?
They always get rid of the hot ones like really early recently. Have you noticed?
Can't trust a hot person, that's why.
No, it's just really upsetting.
That's why we've survived.
What series was it where there was the hot one who went like second? Was it Australia Series 1? Was it? One of them. I was just like, this is not allowed.
I can't remember.
They're not very much.
Well, if we're using your theory, every single series something goes out in
They do.
very early week.
He considers finishing his degree. I thought it said fishing then. He considers finishing his degree and working as a nurse right from the start of the pandemic one of his greatest achievements.
He should be proud of himself.
His trustworthy looks and his energetic smile will surely help Gerpia fly under the radar in this game.
Trustworthy looks. Well, there you go. It's worked against him. You said yourself.
Energetic smile.
Well, because he was so good looking and hot and pleasant to the eye.
He flew too under the radar, didn't he? And went.
Well, no, he didn't. That's the point. He didn't. He pointed a finger straight at Mike, and Mike and Cusi then said, "Well, wouldn't it be funny if we phoned him out? Because then it looks like you're one of the traitors, Mike." But we'll double bluff.
But that would be
and
stupid.
And it worked. They said it would look like that they were trying to frame Mike on purpose. And everyone went up to Mike afterwards and said, "We know you're not a traitor, Mike, so don't you worry."
That wouldn't be. That would be a
It's fine.
stupid thing to do. That's what I think Kevin said. That didn't he in the car.
I
Did you like Mike's magic trick?
I was about to say I did not enjoy Mike's magic trick.
Why?
Because it felt so shoehorned in. Like the producer's like, "Do a magic trick and compare it to your vote. Go on, do it. And he was like, "It's like magic. Under your eyes, I'm doing
Deception.
illusions. Deception. Magic.
Well, the
magic."
cards turned from cards to blank cards.
Yeah, I'm not debating
How?
it was a clever magic trick. He
Was
probably
it
had a
editing
trick
or was it
packed
an actual
through his
trick?
sleeve, you know, like a spring popped up. I don't know how
Don't
magic
say
works.
that; it'll vote you off.
Yeah, I'm not part of the magic. Do they have a magic circle in Canada?
Magic circles everywhere, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was just a British thing.
So I believe.
Oh, is it like a
don't
secret
know.
society, like the Masons? They have like a secret handshake.
Ask Mike.
They don't have a hand. They have like a secret handshake where a thing goes into the other person's hand as a trick, and that's how they know the other one's a magician. Or you know, when you were a kid, you used to go to like holiday camps, and there would always be a magician. They'd always do the trick where they'd say, "I've got a magic wand.
No.
Here, look after it for me," and then you take it as a child on stage,
floppy.
and it goes floppy, and everyone's going, "Ha ha ha! ha, what a twat!" Well, to the child, which is really uncruel and unfair. Well, maybe that's how they know, but it doesn't go floppy when they take it.
Sounds dirty.
Magic circle. It's a secret society. What do you expect? Filth, chains.
I never know that. I never went to
Leather.
holiday camps. Thanks. Don't do holiday camps.
Yeah, well, you weren't born on this earth, were you? You fell from the sky. We discussed this before.
So Gerpia went, came for breakfast, presenter didn't bother turning up this morning.
I feel like that was edited.
No time. They had to. There's so much.
No, there was no time. She had to get in their leathers. It was
Yeah.
like Sandy in Greece, the Olivia Newton-John. They had to sew her into her leathers.
Mhm. She
before
was channeling her Roger Corsa,
She was
doing it a bit more sexy than
scene
him.
by scene. It was like a recreation identical to what the Australian version did.
Mhm.
Plagiarism is happening. It's rife at Traitors.
You know, we wanted her to step up a bit in this episode. She got on a motorbike and did it. So she didn't fly the plane in, which would be more impressive.
Well,
I
nor did
feel.
Roger though.
No, but that's what I mean.
Do you think she rode the motorcycle though, or do you think
Yes.
it's stunt double? A man wearing a wig.
It's a red wig. I saw her hair flopping out the back.
They did that on purpose to make it look like I reckon it was all a trick. Maybe it was maybe Mike. Mike was like getting his cards out and going, "Oh,
Maybe it was Roger, his new gig.
Roger." Do you reckon Roger went for a little trip to Canada?
Yeah.
Decided to help out the show.
Very upsetting, actually. There's rumours that
Oh.
Australian Traitors has been cancelled.
Mhm.
Roger's out of a job.
Well, he's not. He's working.
Mansion's gonna.
He's working
Go
on
to
daytime
Bruin.
soap, isn't he? And like in the UK at the
It's
moment.
very upsetting.
But yeah, so yeah, that's true actually. So if you're watching this and you've been watching the Australian series of the Traitors, we strongly suggest that you write a very strongly worded letter to Network 10
To Roger Corsa's agent.
directly to Roger and get him to bombard them with no's.
So this episode, I feel, I mean, it's hard to talk about this episode because it was kind of like half an episode, really. The Shield was introduced again, and I feel like May had the biggest sort of villain edit. I'm doing villain edit in like inverted commas, but like her
I know what you're
edit
saying.
is like she's coming across a bit annoying, loud,
Well, she started out loud last
argumentative,
week, didn't she? And she's
taking
really
things
pushing.
personal. It's all very yeah. Her and who is it? Rick, yes,
Rick.
the most well-known person in Canada, apparently.
Well, in this show, I wouldn't say in Canada, but in
I
this
kept saying
show,
his surname was so funny. What is his surname?
Rick, he's a radio presenter, isn't he?
Rick Campanelli. Yeah, they kept going, well, you're Rick Campanelli.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, you are.
But
so,
I presume that Rick, when Rick
Never
does a
heard of
radio
him.
show, he puts on like
I think it was good for his age. Gosh.
I'm presuming when he does the radio show, he's put on like a persona. Like that's not him when he does the radio show. So when he's doing the Traitors, which is because a lot of people kind of pointed fingers at him saying, well, that makes you a good traitor then because you're able to put on an act, put on a shit, put up a fence to stop people thinking. But then a lot of people then jumped on the same thought process and said, well, wouldn't that make it too obvious that it's him then? And that's the wrong direction we should be taking.
Or is that a double bluff?
Well, no, it's not because Rick isn't a traitor,
No.
to be fair to him. But
Or Rick.
But as you say, May is the one kind of like flying the flag for Rick. But unfortunately for May, she's doing it in such an aggressive manner that people aren't really listening to her and actually think that by the way she's presenting herself, she makes herself look more like a traitor.
Because she's a chef.
It's because she's a
They're
chef.
all a bit mean and shouty, aren't they, chef?
Yeah. What's his name?
Jamie Oliver.
No, he's not mean and shouty.
I don't know.
Gordon Ramsay.
Oh.
Yeah. Because May and someone else, I forget now, Fierce, are both pushing for Rick. And the traitors, especially Kuzi, are kind of like happy for them to do that because they know that Rick isn't a traitor. So if Rick went out on the premise or the strength that May and Fierce have both been championing that idea,
Make
it
them
then
look like traitors.
Exactly.
Yes. And she got the shield as well, Kuzi, didn't she?
She
Very
did get the
nice.
shield. I'm beginning to think that that's set up a little bit. Don't you?
What, the producers pick who they want to have the shield each episode?
Well, yeah. So then when they walk in, every single chest has the shield. So no matter what one they open, I don't know. I'm probably wrong. I'm hoping it is chance. But it just happens, for me, it seems to happen more often that whenever there's a shield available, it's always a traitor that gets it. Especially the Australian series, when what's-his-face, that series 2.
Yeah, so we don't talk about series 2.
No, we don't. We
That's
don't
banned.
talk about series 2.
I liked how Kevin, who's meant to be the seasoned reality star person from Big Brother, where he's from, he picked up the thing, shook it, turned it around,
Very
opened it
dramatic.
towards another camera,
Yeah.
and it was like, "What are you doing? you don't pick it up, turn it around, and open it like no."
Well, he's on Big Brother, isn't he? So he knows when the cameras are filming him.
Oh, he didn't know this because it was all wrong. Everyone else, open it, leave it where it is, so the camera can focus.
Yeah, but this is what I'm
Kevin.
saying. Kevin's been trained to think that the way when a camera is on you, you put on your biggest show. So that's what Kevin does. As soon as he knows the camera's on him, he puts on the biggest show. Funnily enough, Kevin's the most likable when he's just out and about and doing normal things. Like in the game, when he was like instructing people how to do this and the other, and he's
Shapes, good with shapes.
for shapes, he was fine. But yeah, no.
12 rectangles.
Yep.
This way.
6 triangles in the shape of a pyramid.
May, who can
Which is a
learn
large triangle.
May, who can learn orders and recipes off the top of her head. She wasn't as good.
Can't order. Although she won one game, there was 1-1 till the end, and then it was
Well, she lost
2-1, and then she lost. Yeah, and then she had a breakdown that she predicted she was going to have halfway through the show. I'm having a breakdown.
So we're coming towards the end of the episode, 40 minutes, and then the round table starts. We should have saw it coming, really. Lots of names going around, but mainly they're sort of going for Rick, and then people are now sort of going for May. A bit unsure.
What about Trayvon?
Oh, yeah, Trayvon.
Because he lied about his occupation.
Oh yeah, this was really weird.
He said he was a server. He lied about that. He's actually in PA. And then people said to him, "Why did you come out and tell the truth?" And then he said, because he was afraid that people would think he was lying. And then people quite rightly pointed out and said, "Well, you did." So
and also, no one would have found out that you were lying if you just didn't say anything. Because no one really questioned your job. It was really weird. It's like,
is it weird? Is it just me, or is it weird that people would lie about their occupation? I genuinely don't think it would play that much of a big part into people's opinions on you.
Camille,
PR though.
I know his was a bit like, because some of the police or detective people lie, don't they? Because they don't like to be seen as a threat. And you do, if you are a faithful, you do have to pretend to be dumb and on the side of a traitor to not get murdered till the end. That's always kind of what you have to do. So maybe if you have a clever job, you may get murdered.
Well, because you come up to suspicion.
Yeah, maybe. But it was a bit of a thing because no one was suspecting him.
Well, no one, it wasn't something that kind of mattered. It reminded me of series 1 of the British Traitors when Alex came out and said, like, "It's my girlfriend." And it's like, you didn't need to say that. It didn't add anything. And it actually then put the target on his back. Though. It did create good TV, but it was like he's now put a target on his back because he said that, and it seems like a weird thing to.
I mean, Kevin did say this could mean that Trayvon's maybe the worst player in Traitors history. I mean, that badge is still given to lovely Sarah, Series 2 Australia Traitors.
That's true.
She's currently the top worst faithful. So we'll see how this round table goes. I'm wondering if he might actually get banished for this.
No, I sorry, I got really late then. I 100% think it will be his banishment. That will be his downfall. I don't think they need to think. This is the thing that Kuzi keeps bringing up, the fact that they don't really need to do much at the moment to get people banished. No. And she also brought up that now she wants to bring in one of the reality personalities, i.e.
Kevin, May.
Yeah.
Who else is a reality? That's it. Fierce, I guess, is reality.
Fierce is reality. There is another one as well, but I'm off the top of my head, I can't remember. Mickey, he's from
the
Race Around the World.
Yeah.
And he the Amazing Race, sorry, not Race Around the World. That's the British version. And he and she wants to bring them in so that they can literally then be dragged out as traitors.
And that's the traitor that was a reality star. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what they want to do. But Mike doesn't want to do that because he feels like they're doing a successful job flying under the radar already.
I agree.
But then as soon as he said that, or they obviously edited it as that, they then had Crystal questioning why he, at the last round table, was the first one to say to Mel, "Oh, so people are talking about you." And
tell me about that.
Yeah. And
okay, I will. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you.
That's it. It felt rehearsed. It felt like it was.
Although it wasn't rehearsed, done. Apparently. Kuzi said it wasn't. So.
Well,
happy coincidence.
What's wrong with me today? It's just me. I don't know what's going on.
It's only once a week. It's okay.
I know. It's fine.
Break next.
I think it's that. I think it's because I have such a long break between each episode. I just
everything floods your mind, doesn't it?
It's like
too much.
The dam is broken and my brain is just going to explode. I'm not sorry.
So I mean the cliffhanger was there wasn't really a cliffhanger. They did like 2. How many votes did they do?
There were 6 votes cast, and there was 2 for Trayvon, 2 for May, and 2 for Rick. May got a little bit snarky because someone spelled her name wrong.
I know. Trayvon Crystal, and then she rubbed it out and wrote it correctly.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Trayvon had his name written correctly and then just kind of like made a joke of like to say, "Oh, thank you for writing my name right." This is the thing. You said this as well. It's like, and this is the first series of the Traitors where people have brought it up, where people are writing names wrong. Why don't they just have their names in front of them? I don't know. So people can just write their names correctly.
Why is there not there? Especially on the first banishment when there's like 20 people. I wouldn't be able to remember. I'd end up voting someone that I knew how to spell their name if I didn't believe.
Same. I'm not even joking.
Mary. I know how to spell that.
Ross. That's an easy name. So it's surprising that Kevin hasn't had more.
It's weird they don't have just a list under the table or stuck to the board or something.
Well, they need to do that. They could literally just have their names in front of them, and then when they cast the vote, they get rid of those names in front of them, and then they could put their chalkboard in front of them. But yeah, it's very odd. So yeah, we're left now on who's going to go, and it's basically the three. Well, I say the two plus Trayvon, who have been kind of up for suspicion as it goes, I suppose. I mean, it's a talking point. Who do you think is going to go? Who do you think's out? I think it's May. I think she's shouted her last shout.
I don't know. But I think Trevor, I think he just looked really guilty there.
I mean, they
think
did him
they
into
kind
the
of
show
want
a
to
lot,
keep.
didn't they?
They kind of want to keep May and Fierce for Kuzi's plan to maybe make them for banishment.
Who's they? The cast or the producers?
Kuzi? Wait, what? I don't.
You said they want to keep May in.
Yeah,
for
Kuzi,
Kuzi's
sorry.
plan. So just Kuzi. Yeah, but Kuzi doesn't have the power of everyone.
No,
to
no,
cast
but
the
she
vote.
could vote like strategically to do it. But
by voting for everyone else. Like some kind of spirit goes into their body. What's that thing on Netflix? So the woman kind of goes, "Oh," and then her spirit comes out of her and she can go into someone else's
all right,
body.
spoiler. That's like the biggest spoiler of that show. I'm not going to say what
Oh,
show
okay.
that is.
A
It's
show on
literally the
Netflix.
last episode you
I'm
find that out.
sorry. I'm sure people have watched it by now. It's like 3 years old.
No. And there's also the cliffhanger because it's such good editing. No, there's 2 cliffhangers. We've also got to see if Kuzi gets her way and recruits, or if Mike murders and doesn't recruit.
So you say that's a cliffhanger. Is basically they did coming up next time on the Traitors, and they did it on the. I didn't even say that at the end. It was when the credits were rolling at the end,
Yeah.
and they had a little box in the corner.
What did they say? Are they?
Well, they didn't. They just went to blank screen and then showed the credits. So they didn't even tell us that coming up next time. So that could have just been like an outtake. It could have been a blooper. Could have been Kuzi falling over her feet and being like, "No, silly me," or Mike doing his magic trick and it going wrong. So again, really badly produced. How dare you, CTV? How
45
dare you?
45-minute episodes once a week. It's just.
It's the once a week thing that's the bone of contention, and I think most people would agree with you. I won't repeat myself, but suffice to say, it's like a soap, The Traitors, and it needs to be broadcast like a soap. 2-3 episodes a week with a continuous story every week.
Especially with this edit. Right next week, I'm not going to remember what's going on. Halfway through a banishment. So I'll have to re-listen to this.
Well, yeah, sorry, isn't that much of a pain to listen to yourself and me talking?
Well, okay then. Well, that's us then. Bit of a short one this week. Cause
Oh, is it?
Well, we've been
It's not
cut
much
short for the. It's Blame CTV.
I feel
Blame
like
Canada.
I feel like only like 5% of the show is about the Traitors this week. We've been talking about everything about other than the Traitors.
Everything's been about the Traitors.
There must be something we haven't spoken about. Oh, can I just quickly ask why, if you think it's a good idea that Kevin is stirring trouble by getting the faithful to argue with one another, when the idea is that the faithful are meant to be helping each other out? Because that's the one thing I said also during the game. I said that the reason why the Canadian team or cast aren't particularly doing very well is because they're not working as a team. Like when the games happen, you have to work as a team, but they're all kind of pointing fingers at each other, saying that they're deliberately sabotaging the game.
They're taking things very personal as well.
Yeah, which is not how you got to know where to kind of
Playing
say.
the game is your respite. It's playtime.
But the game is when you work as together, and then when you're trying to single out the traitors is when you start having these conversations. But you need to remember where it's where the break is. You need to segregate one from the other, and the Canadian cast can't seem to do that. They seem to think that the whole game is about pointing fingers at one another, including the actual game itself.
I mean, what did you think when Rick said he thinks May's a traitor because she did bad at the game, which means that she's a traitor because she wanted him to not have a shield?
It makes no sense. It makes no sense, because why would you, and someone even said this,
I think it was
even as a traitor, why would you not want to win money?
Plus, you could get the shield yourself and know who has it in murder.
Yeah.
So
doesn't.
that didn't make sense for Rick. But I am more Rick's side than May's side for all this.
But
I think she's taking things a bit personal.
But this is what I mean. It's just it's everyone's out for themselves, it feels like. And the only two actually who do seem to be working together as a team is the two traitors. Normally by the last couple of series we've been watching from different countries, they kind of crumbled a little bit and they kind of fallen apart, the traitors. But they seem to be quite a solid team right now. You're right, though. May is taking things far too personally, getting far too upset.
Didn't win her reality show.
But again, it's MasterChef. So,
I know, it's got nothing to do with it.
But Rick kind of pointed out, it's got nothing to do with it. But Rick kind of, if we're going to delve into that insult that Rick threw at her, like MasterChef isn't like Big Brother, where you have to, use your cunning to win. You don't sabotage someone's meal to win MasterChef, unless I'm thinking maybe
you've only seen the British one. You've only seen the British polite one.
It is, but it's not polite. But it's like it's about your skills. MasterChef is a reality show based on skills. It's not based on who
Luck.
you can backstab, or not even luck, just like, gameplay. It's just such a weird thing for him to say that. And so that's why I'm wondering why Kevin is kind of like deliberately, like there was that clip and he said, "Oh, I love an argument and I've set one up." It's like, but why? What advantage other than the fact that Kevin wants to control the game? But again, why? Why do you want to control the
keep
game?
the eyes off him and everyone else can get murdered.
But the eyes will.
him.
But this isn't Big Brother. You have to keep yourself. You said yourself. The idea is that you keep yourself back from the traitors. You keep yourself in the game enough to kind of participate and kind of play along and being able to get the traitors out. But you also keep yourself far away from the eye of people, that you don't get yourself voted out. Kevin's trying to deliberately be front row centre, thinking that he can then be the puppet master of a game. But unless he's a traitor, what's the point? There you go. So there you go.
I don't know. I didn't see much that into his.
Well, I did. I delved deep into Kevin. I love Kevin. Don't get me wrong. I actually really like Kevin. I was worried when I first saw him. I was like, oh, I'm not going to like Kevin. But actually, I do like Kevin. But I think that what he's doing by stirring things up is an unnecessary thing to do.
He's not stirring things up. He's just not
He said
saying
he's
anything.
Arguments. He said he's deliberately starting arguments with the group. That's
Well,
stirring things up.
May started it herself. So.
Which he did. But no, he went up to May and said, "Oh, have you heard what Rick said about you?"
Oh yeah.
So who's
She was
stirring?
like, "Shall I go confront him?"
Yes.
He was like, "If you want."
Yeah, because they're the three reality stars. Well, maybe Rick's not, but they're those two. Kevin and May are reality stars, so they're playing the game like how they think a reality show should be played, which isn't necessarily the way to play the traitors.
Well, playing like that will only end in murder. So.
Well, you
Ciao,
basically
everyone.
yes, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So again, I ask you, do you think Kevin's doing the right thing by stirring things up? Okay, fine. You clearly don't want to have this discussion.
Well, we're ending the episode. Silence.
No. Hang on, because people can get in touch with me and you and tell me what they think
Yeah.
Kevin's gameplay is worthy, or whether May shouting is getting her axed from the show, and other things we discussed on today's episode.
Or if you like Mary's hat.
If you like Mary's hat. Was she a comedian / homemaker? So if you have anything to say, do get in touch with us on our email, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on X @Traitors Podcast, on Instagram @faithfultothetraitors. If you like the show and you'd like to give us a hand, you can do it on a few, give us a hand. You can do it in a few ways. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and throw some money toward us. Or if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, don't forget to review us and give us a written review, because then more people will hear about us. Tell your friends, or find us on YouTube, Faithful to the Traitors Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and like the video, and all notifications on, I'm telling you.
Lovely. So we'll see you next week when we see the second half of the episode we just watched.
Yes.
Thank you, CTV. You've been great. And we'll see you all again next week. Goodbye.